Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. I post Monday through Saturday, and today in this video I'm going to talk about my top 5 yarns I would recommend for beginners. Now here are some beginner yarns I would recommend for if you're a beginner only in knitting, and you want to start doing like a hat or a scarf. These are just yarns I suggest if you're a beginner only. And I'm going to get started, and I do have a top 5 yarns I do not recommend for beginners, and if you want to see that video, that'll be linked in the description box down below. And I'm going to get started, and if you guys have any other yarns that I didn't suggest, let me know what they are down in the comments below, because I would like to hear what you guys want to say. So I'm going to get started. So number 1 on my list would have to be worsted weight. So this is worsted weight yarn. This is Red Heart. I took the label off because I already used the yarn. This is what it looks like. If you look closely, it's not as skinny as the baby weight yarn, and I already showed you what the baby weight yarn looks like. So it's not as skinny as the baby. It's a bit skinny, but not as skinny as like the thinner yarns and stuff like that. So it's easier to work with and see your stitches and stuff, so it makes it really easy to knit with and stuff, and you can knit a whole scarf up a lot faster with it than the skinnier yarn. Number 2 on my list would have to be a bulky weight yarn. So I don't have any bulky weight. This is actually a chunky weight, so I'm going to pretend this is bulky weight even though I only have a chunky weight. Right, the reason I suggest bulky weight, because bulky weights just knits up quicker, and you can use bigger needles with it, and it's just much easier to work with, and it's easier to use, and it's easier to do your projects with and stuff. So that's why I suggest it, because it knits up quicker than the baby weight or any of the skinnier weights. Please ignore that. That's Daisy barking and stuff, and it just makes it your projects a lot easier, and you don't have to worry about being patient with it. Number 3 on my list would be chunky weight. Now this is a chunky weight yarn. It's like not as big as the bulky stuff, so this isn't really bulky. This is actually only chunky, and this makes it a lot easier to see your stitches, and it's just like it helps your project knit up faster here and stuff, and you don't have to like worry about seeing your stitches, because it's easier to see your stitches with this yarn rather than the skinnier stuff, because if you work with the skinnier stuff you won't be able to see your stitches. The skinnier stuff's for more advanced, but if you're a beginner, I just recommend just sticking with the chunky weight, because it just makes it a lot easier. Number 4 on my list has to be super bulky yarn. Now I don't have any super bulky weight yarn on me. It's like really big, thick yarn. You can get it at like Joann's and Michael's and stuff. They sell like Lion Brand Hometown USA, and I think I have a ball somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And that's a super bulky yarn, because it just makes it easier to see your stitches. It makes it easier to work with, and the yarn is just helps you and if you're working with larger needles, it helps it knit up much quicker than other projects. I actually one time I knitted a snowy cable top. Let me pull it out for you guys. If I can find it. So here it is. This is my snowy cable top. I knitted this thing in a couple of hours. This is what it looks like. So I knitted this thing in a couple of hours, because I used really thick yarn, which is Lion Brand Hometown USA, and that knitted my project up a lot quicker and stuff. And I just suggest it for you guys because it's just much easier to work with, and it's just way easier to see your stitches with, and you can just make anything really fast with this yarn. It works really, really well and stuff, and it helps you see your stitches easier. Number 5 on my list had to be a bright colored worsted weight yarn. Now here is a bright colored worsted weight yarn. This is a bright pink yarn. I got this at Joann's a while back, and I suggest this for anybody because it's easier to see your stitches, and plus like it makes knitting more fun, and you add like a great pop of color and stuff. It just like if you use something dark, you can't really see what you're doing, but if you use something bright, it's just easier to see what stitches you're doing. Like if you're knitting the seed stitch, you know which stitches need to be knitted and which stitches need to be purled. Or if you're knitting the rib stitch, you know what stitches need to be knit, because like you can see your stitches with this yarn, and it makes it so much easier and stuff. So I recommend, if you guys are beginner knitters, stick with like the bright colored worsted weight yarns, because it's easier to see your stitches. Okay, so those are my top 5 yarns I do recommend for beginners. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post Monday through Saturday, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!